What's going on, everybody? It's Brandon here with the ASICS GEL-Kayano 28. Sorry the review's a little bit late. I was fighting an injury, so I couldn't get those miles in, but we got plenty of miles in now, and I'm happy to report that this new shoe has a ton of upgrades and it performs a lot better for myself, and we'll see if these tech updates will make a better performance in your running. Starting off, I think ASICS has been making a lot of positive changes with their shoe technology in the past years, and we're starting to see it bleed through into some of the flagship shoes now, like the Kayano 28. So we'll go through that a little bit, and starting with a little bit of the tech of the shoe, we have an awesome engineered upper here, which just feels great. It never disappoints me. It's really breathable, it's really durable, and it really holds shape. It's not a shoe that's going to collapse on itself. It has a really nice shape to it, and your foot's just going to kind of fit in. It's nice and roomy. I get plenty of toe splay, and I do have a little bit wider of a foot. You get perfect lockdown with the well-cushioned tongue, not too fat but not too thin. It just provides a good amount of cushion, so when you're locked down on your shoe, you don't feel any tightness from the laces when you cinch them down. And then another thing they did to the upper is they actually brought the heel counter down a little bit. It's easier to see on this side. So before, the heel counter was much higher, and now it's much lower. So what that does is it's going to provide that same lock-in function, because they do have some firmness in the middle of the heel counter. It's not an exoskeletal one with hard plastic here, but it's internal, so you still have that great lockdown feel, but they are shaving a little bit of weight off, so the shoe is going to come in a little bit lighter than the previous version, which is great. So moving into the midsole of the shoe, we have a bunch of things going on, of course, as ASICS always does. I love that they're very tech heavy with their shoes. It really provides a lot of great reasons to run an ASICS shoe, and you really feel them when you're out on the road. So here in the back, we have the DYNAMIC DUOMAX foam, which kind of wraps around from the medial side all the way to the lateral side, and it covers the back side of the shoe. It's pretty firm, but don't let that hold you back, because of course we do have the gel here in the heel, and this is going to be extremely shock absorbent, and it's going to make sure that you're not feeling the firmness of the road, but the firmness obviously provides you the stability that you're looking for in the Kayano series. And I think my favorite update of this shoe, and I think a lot of people will probably echo those sentiments, is in the forefoot. They've included the Flight Foam Blast technology. So this is what they had in the Nova Blast, and now it's in the forefoot, and it is extremely springy and bouncy. With this shoe versus the Nova Blast, I find a bit more stability to it, just because I think the shoe is a little bit wider and it's paired with the DYNAMIC DUOMAX. So I'm actually liking the foam even more than I did with just the Nova Blast. With the Nova Blast, it was so springy and it covered the entire midsole that it was really great, but at times it felt a little unstable because of how the shoe was a little more narrow and it covered the whole entire midsole. With the DYNAMIC DUOMAX providing the stability into the medial side, especially with this being a stability shoe, and Flight Foam Blast coming in the front to give you that great toe off, I think that this is a really winning combination, and I'm excited to see what other foams they put, or what other combinations they do with their other foam technologies, doing kind of like a dual foam midsole and not just using the Flight Foam Blast. So I thought that was really awesome. It has greatly improved my ride. And moving to the outsole, of course, we have the ASICS Hybrid rubber that covers most of the outsole, which is really great because the shoe is going to last you a lifetime. The shoe is going to last you a long time because the rubber does not wear down quickly. There's a lot of it, so it's not going anywhere quick. And another huge update they did with the shoe is, as you can see, the Trustic plate is here in the midsole, or is here in the middle of the shoe. And if you remember, in the older version, it actually, or all the older versions, it wrapped up and provided a medial post, so it had a lot of stability. And now that it's moved to be a little bit more discreet, it's more of a flat plate instead of one that wraps around. And essentially, that's going to provide that same level of stability, but I would say it's not as aggressive. It's not going to like stop you in your tracks, but it does provide that extra bit of stability. So I'm really enjoying it as someone who mostly runs in neutral shoes. This has been an awesome shoe, and I'm finding it hit my lineup a lot more now than I was with the previous versions, just because it has that Flight Foam Blast in the forefoot and the little bit less aggressive stability function. I would say that this is still a fantastic stability shoe. It provides a ton of cushion. It's just really kicks in when you need it versus always being there, and you feel that firmness in the arch of your foot. So how the shoe rides is really great. So I strike on my forefoot, and I find with the Flight Foam Blast, I'm able to get a really great springy toe off, and that when I'm going down hills where I live, it's kind of a 1 mile loop, so half mile up, half mile down. On the way up, the flight foam blast as I'm toeing up the mountain is feeling great, and on the way down, I'm kind of striking more back here, and I have a lot more stability, and I'm just feeling really good because you have the shock absorption back here, which, as you know, when you're going downhill, you're striking more towards the rear of your foot, and that shock absorption is really great just because it's going to save your knees, it's going to save your ankles, and prevent a lot of injury. So the ASICS GEL-Kayano 28, this is probably my favorite version of the shoe that I've ran in so far. I would highly recommend it. If you're a Roadrunner Sports VIP, check this shoe out. You get 90 days to test run this shoe, take it out, wear it, make sure you fall in love with this shoe completely, and if you don't, make sure you can send it back to us because you get free returns as well, and you get free shipping on all your online orders. So there's really no risk. You should try this shoe out. I really think you're gonna like it. My name's Brandon, and I'll see you on the road.